94% of those who suffer with mental health issues have received treatment or counseling. People are feeling more isolated more than ever as the pandemic keeps them away from their friends and family. It can be hard to find the help you need. Consulta MD is your partner in overall health, both physical and mental, because we know that your mental health matters. Mental Health Matters aims to serve those who are in a dark place and bust the stigma around mental health. We want you to know that you matter and that your mental health matters and that we are here to help. Seek help. Download the KMD app, talk to a professional because we want to help you.
Good morning, everyone. The Independent Collective would like to remind everyone of the following. For the best Zoom experience, we recommend you choose the speaker view. To do this, kindly click the view button at the upper right side of your screen and select speaker view. Second, please make sure to turn your microphones on mute unless you have been given a go signal to unmute and ask a question for the question and answer portion. Third, you are advised to turn on your cameras if possible and to engage with other participants in the chat box. Next, don't forget to answer the feedback form that will be in the chat box and sent via email so you can claim your certificates and freebies for joining our event. And lastly, the Influencer Roundtable discussion, Filipino Rising Stars Making It Big on TikTok, is brought to you by Consulta MD, Mayari Clothing Philippines, Franchise Manila, Collins Manila, Online SDG Youth Action Forum or OSYAF, Saluchem, the UB Consulting Group, UB Organization of Business Economic Majors, Kahit Ateneo, PLM College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, JCL Cebu, and JCL Cebu Sinulog. Ladies and gentlemen, please make yourselves comfortable and get ready to join our amazing panel of TikTok influencers as the program will begin in 5 minutes. I repeat, the program will begin in 5 minutes. Don't forget to stay till the very end to find out if you're one of the 5 lucky winners of our giveaways. Check out at the Indico on Instagram and the Independent Collective on Facebook to check out the mechanics of our giveaway. It's not too late to join the game as we're picking winners at 11:30 a.m. So what are you waiting for? Follow and like our posts and page and get the chance to win. And with that, the Independent Collective would like to promote the following opportunities. We have an internship program and we're looking for the following: sound engineer, video editor, secretary, social media manager, writer, and head of events. All roles entail 5 to 8 hours of work per week with benefits to be discussed in the interview. Link in the forms in the chat box. The Independent Collective is also open for more partnerships and collaborations. Our team can create press releases for you, feature you on our website and social media sites, advertise your business on our podcast, which reaches over 50,000 people globally, collaborate during our monthly events, host giveaways, and so much more. If you're interested in collaborating with us, feel free to apply in the forms below. If you've got 10 over ideas in mind, send us a proposal that you think will benefit both parties and we'll email you if we're interested. And last but not the least, we also have an upcoming event in March entitled More Than Words, amplifying the narrative of women leaders in celebration of Women's Month, featuring social media influencer, founder, and CEO of Reload Social, Natalie Barbu. Angel Hack Ambassador Athena Abba, and CEO of Education.ph Grace David. We also have events every month and we're adding more random winners who register and show up. And now that's out of the way, we will head on to the event.
All right, thank you for that voiceover, Caitlin. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Influencer Roundtable discussion, Filipino rising stars making it big on TikTok. Before we proceed with the roundtable discussion, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the day off to join us today. We hope you're excited for all the topics we've got planned for you. We're also thankful to our sponsors, partners, and guest speakers who've taken the time to attend this year's conference and lend their insights about the process of becoming an influencer and content creator. I'm your host, Leah, and I'm definitely excited to introduce to you all our amazing guest speakers. And up first, we have Pio Silva, or at it's Pio Silva on TikTok. Make sure to check him out on TikTok, guys. So Pio is a junior at the Ateneo de Manila University taking up BS Management. He has been a video creator since 2015 and has since garnered a significant following on TikTok in 2020 for spreading awareness on religion and education to his audience. His work traverses topics from the humanities, extending towards motivational content and personal development. So, Pio, give it up. Say hi to our audience. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Pio Silva, Pio for short, and I create educational, motivational content on TikTok about spirituality, inspiration, and personal and professional development. And I create and also manage all of the socials myself. And I'm delighted to be here with all of you. And good morning.
Awesome. Thank you, Pio. And next up, we have Gigi Boy Jose, or at It's Gigi Boy on TikTok. So Gigi Boy Jose, also known as It's Gigi Boy on TikTok, is a VS Legal Management student at the Ateneo de Manila University. He is also a sensational TikTok and YouTube content creator. On TikTok, he creates funny and relatable content, and most notable are his POV, or point of view videos, and skits about student life. On YouTube, he shows another side of him by showcasing his interests and hobbies through vlogs. Let's give it up for Gigi Boy. Say hi, Gigi Boy. How are you today? Thanks for coming.
Hi everyone, good morning. It's Gigi Boy. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation, and I'm so ready to get the day started.
That's the spirit. And oh my gosh, there's something about the Ateneo. Like most of you guys are from the Ateneo, so that's just super cool. We have our third influencer in the presence of Della Kate, or at calf_Della on TikTok. So Della Kate is a fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle influencer with more than 250,000 followers on TikTok. In her social media platforms, she promotes an active and healthy lifestyle by offering her followers advice and support. She also often talks about the blood, sweat, and tears that she puts in to achieve the great shape she is in today. So Delicate makes it a point to use her platform to always inspire and motivate her followers with her story of how if you set your mind to something, anything is possible. So let's give it up for Delicate. Delicate, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone.
Yes, as always, as beautiful and glowing. Thank you for being here again. And last but not the least, we have Gianna Abba, or at gianna.abao on TikTok. Gianna Abba is a graduate of Consular and Diplomatic Affairs with Latin honors from the De La Salle College of St. Benilde. Her passion for the arts led her to start her venture in content creation and to establish her clothing brand. Make sure to check it out, Too Chic, that aims to debunk stereotypes on women and help Filipinos embrace their own body frames by accentuating their best features. She's also a content creator on TikTok with over 400,000 followers, creating public speaking, writing, self-help, and motivational content for her TikTok followers. So without further ado, rather, Gianna Abba, do you want to say something before we head on?
Hi everyone, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And now let's get on with the panel discussion with our first part, how to start creating content. So I know we discussed this on your podcast episodes with our host and CEO, Talia Patolot, but we would like to start again just for everyone here who probably haven't checked it out. How did you guys start creating content on TikTok? And what made you realize that you wanted to pursue the type of content that you create now? So yeah, you can take it for whoever's ready. And then we can go around everybody's answer. Okay, Gianna, I think you have to do it. You're the only one unmuted. Take it
Okay.
away.
So I actually made a variety of videos when I was starting out. I am into the creative arts or anything related to performing arts. So I tried dancing, I tried singing, but TikTok is a platform for professional artists. So I think that the niche there was actually hard to compete with in terms of dancing and singing. So I made various types of content. And then eventually, what really worked out for me was my public speaking content. They went consistently viral. So I made more of those types of content. And then that really helped me to build my platform.
Yes, and it's interesting that you said that. Does anybody of you guys relate? Pio, Gigi Boy.
Oh, definitely. Like when the pandemic hit, right? I mean, at the onset of that, that was when I started posting videos every day, and I was like, maybe I could get a following in what weird profile I'm trying to portray that mirrors what these other people are doing, and maybe I could accomplish something with it. But that path did not work out for me, and it was super cringe material, and it was awkward to the core, and it didn't make sense at all. And so I kind of knew it was not for me. And what made me realize that, or the moment that made me focus on the content I create now, is when I began seeing educational creators on my FYP. And these were infotainment, like educational videos, personal development, self-help, different subjects from different disciplines and the sciences and beliefs and fun facts about the world. And it just clicked with me. And I said out loud that this is premium explanatory content on a different level, right? Like people can grasp a lot in a minute and let alone seconds. So, hey, this is content that I love and am capable of doing. And so I said, why not make one? And I said, like, I've done this before and maybe it can translate differently right now. And so I did.
Sure. Yeah, and now you're blowing up on TikTok, and you also have your own another platform that you're also sharing more religious content, which is the Holy Conduit, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's really great job. And what about Gigi Boy and Delicate?
Actually, I relate with Pio kasi when I first started watching TikToks, they were all only dances, almost exclusively dances. Mga short challenges, mga singing, it's always that. And I thought, oh my God, I'm not a dancer. So I didn't think that TikTok would be what it is. And there is a variety of content. So my first time seeing an actual POV, like the short comedy skits, I said, oh my God, I do this. So I shared my own POV. It was just for my friends. Para lang we laugh. Kasi I love making people laugh. I'm a self-proclaimed comedian. So when I got a chance to share my short skits on TikTok, it really made me happy because I didn't know that people would like it. So yeah, I kind of it's kind of accidental that people discovered my content, but I'm glad that they did.
Yeah, and definitely agree with the fact that a lot of people only see the dancing and like parang the ones booming up in the present, and we definitely fell prey on that. So thanks for bringing that up. And what about Delicate?
Yeah,
I
I agree with them na experimental talaga when it comes to TikTok kasi maaalam kung ano yung gusto ng tao. So dapat you try each day na different content yung ginagawa mo. And I agree with them, nag-start din ako sa dance lang. I never expected that it will blow up eh. I tried doing skits din. Ang dami kong ginawa actually. Hindi ko na maisip yung mga iba't ibang content na ginagawa ko hanggang sa in-enjoy ko na siya ng in-enjoy. And I agree, it's always about experimental talaga. And just wait, may mag-enjoy din sa content na ginagawa mo.
For sure, and how successful you guys are is like a testament to that. And now, second question for everyone, huh? Based on your experience, how can an aspiring influencer and content creator differentiate themselves from other people that are speaking on similar topics, or creating similar content? So, kumbaga parang what makes you unique? Okay, I see Pio unmuting. Go
Yeah.
ahead, take it away,
I'd
Pio.
say like it's really all about shareability, creating shareable content. This is content that you will want people to not only like, react, or comment on, but things that they can share and send and even keep and save. Like this is not just and keep on going back into, because this is not just about making content that, let's say, your potential audience will like, but making content that they can make use of and identify themselves with. Like, people don't really know you the first time they ever see you on their For You page, on their news feed, or maybe even their search results, and they never knew it was coming, right? But it just so happened that if it does, they found value in your first post and in your first piece of content, and they share that content because of the attributes that come back and reflect off of that piece of content to you. Like, if you're at work, and yes, if there is a chance for you, then show your workday. If you can do snippets of a new product or service that you'll be offering, or an upcoming project, then this is what many people are doing. Recap your week and your month. Like, so it gets you to think about what are the first two or like even five words that I'm saying in the video, right? What are the first phrases that describe, let's say, the video or the person behind it? Like, what is that last message that did connect with that person? And it's really about like being sustainable. Like, I have to be grateful that I don't need big budget. At the very least, I just need my phone and like a rational mind or entertaining mind, and yes, even a script to help me out. So to start out, creators now don't need big budgets or flashy equipment at their disposal. Like, seriously, all of that is a bonus for you. And right now, what is essential is in sustaining the idea or the purpose of you making content is it's the content value over the production quality. But those two things need to go hand in hand, and they're both important. Except when you're beginning, you may have to uplift your originality a little bit, and you have to let yourself replicate certain videos until you have a formula of your own. Like, I have a formula of my own that lasts almost like nearly a minute, but it's up to you to have a format or formula. Like, this is the moment where you also have your own production company, right? And then later on, you will ask yourself, do you have connections to businesses and celebrities and talent? Like, do you have access to production facilities elsewhere? And do you have the resources and the resourcefulness to supplement to the ideas that you already have? And more so, do you have that urge to even grow your platform and be consistent even more?
Yeah, I love the formula part. Do you guys have the same strategy at Pio, Gigi Boy, Gianna, and Delicate?
I agree with what Pio said, but I just wanted to add, parang your greatest asset is yourself. Wow, ganun. That's really what people want to see if they follow you. You, ikaw talaga. Because there's so much content out there, and hindi may iwasan yung i-compare ka. Para kang si ganito, kamukha mo si ganyan. But then again, they're not you. So I really think na it's really important that you share your authentic self, because the audience will appreciate it more. And they will follow you because of you, not because you do and not because you're like ganito ganyan. They follow you. So yun talaga yung greatest asset mo, yourself.
Right. And I was just wondering, when you guys started out on TikTok, um, by the way, this is for everyone. Were you guys promoting it also on Instagram or on your other social media platforms, or were you kind of like shy about it? Parang you didn't want other people you knew to know.
Yeah, is it okay if I add something else to what Pio and Gigi Boy add
Sure.
here? Okay. So I think more than just like showcasing yourself and creating your formula, I think that you also need to let your personality shine, because I'm actually trying to build another platform, but the other platform that I'm building right now is totally different from my first platform, which was educational. The other platform that I'm building is more of entertainment. And what I've noticed is that you really need to talk, because I convert more followers for videos where I actually get to talk and to tell my own story rather than just relatable content. Relatable content helps you to go viral, but when people see who you are and when they can resonate with your values, what you stand for, and when they can just feel like they can connect with you, they're more likely to follow you. Because people like someone who's kind of similar to them. So you really need to showcase your personality, show them what you believe in. And of course, you have to take inspiration from other content creators, but make it and turn it into your own.
Yeah, and I really love how you said you're also trying to grow a brand and that it's like a different approach because that's what we also tried to do before at Indico. So we super relate to that from TikTok and then like growing this different separate like media brands. So thank you for bringing that up. And I believe Delicate also has something to add on this about how she differentiates
Yes, I do
herself.
something happen. Kasi I don't really like talking about TikTok before kasi nga I'm shy about it. Pero ayun nga. Also, followers knows na I'm not a professional and I don't have a trainer and I don't go to the gym and I don't have any fancy equipments, ganun. Like, I'm not like fitness influencer out there na ready talaga. Kasi I see tons of videos about weight loss and exercise. But for me, kasi my content is about encourage awareness, motivation, upliftment, entertainment, and more. I am their ate who can they talk to when they feel demotivated. I am someone they can hope to never give up and keep striving to be better. Kasi I make the same content as other TikTokers but as long as they know intentions na it's to help them and to motivate them in the long run. Yun na yung nagmo-motivate sa akin to just keep making videos.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly why I follow you along with Indico, really for inspiration to get that body and motivation. So thank you for all the work that you do. So I know Pio, Gigi Boy, and Gianna, thank you, and also Delicate for answering the previous question. And like now, I really want to dive into like how you started really promoting it outside of TikTok. Did that happen for you guys, or only later? Like from the start, were you super transparent that hey, I'm on TikTok, follow me here? What was that like? Anyone who wants to take it first?
For me, I started sharing my talk nung nagkaroon na ako ng manager kasi kailangan talaga ng promotion. And pag hindi ko promote yun, baka mag-flop siya. So, kailangan talaga, I keep saying it online. Kahit medyo nakakahiya kasi yung mga kamag-anak ko nagko-comment na nakakahiya pero go lang ng go.
Yeah, and thank you also for promoting a lot of like Indico promotionals for this event. And what about you guys for Gigi Boy, Gianna, and Pio?
For me, I was actually trying to hide it because like my platform started as a public speaking platform. So sometimes I share personal stories that my parents aren't supposed to know what I was doing in college. So I was like really trying to hide it. And I don't think that it actually shows because I'm kind of like talkative on the internet. But when you see me in real life, I'm more shy than I am on the internet. So I don't usually talk. So I felt like TikTok was a platform for me to actually just share my thoughts. And then I didn't expect it to grow. So I was like really hiding it. I wasn't even posting it on Instagram until people were actually seeing me on their For You page. And then that's when they were like, oh, that's what's happening to you back then. I'm like,
Thank you for that. Oh yeah, Pio, you unmuted.
Oh yeah, I think I really relate so much with what Gianna said because I mean in the beginning, like TikTok just became, like my form of escapism, my period of getting back into video because I love making content ever since I was a freshman in high school. So I actually kept it for a while from other people. I didn't really promote it outside much of the platform itself. But then I think when I started hitting like 100K for the first time, that was when I started realizing that, oh, this could be something that people can see. This could be something that other people can relate to. And maybe I just need to find a way to translate it differently and maybe in Instagram and maybe with stories, right? Because people see the small snippets of that. So I think, yeah, during at that time period, it was like the latter part of 2020, I believe. That was when I started sharing stuff beyond TikTok itself.
Ako naman, sorry, super accidental nung ng views. Like, I didn't know. Like, it was just for my friends. And nakakagulat lang talaga na one of my videos went viral. And I didn't think the people would want to see me. Ganon. And then, I didn't actually promote it outside of TikTok. So, sa TikTok lang talaga ako nagpo-post kasi nahihiya din ako because to be honest, like most of my family don't really see my post kasi feeling ko baka ba medyo na-judge nila ako. But yeah, eventually I did promote it outside of TikTok when I started to get mga partnerships then. Kasi parang kailangan ko cross-post mo siya, mga ganon. So yeah, doon na transcend yung TikTok life ko into my, kasi more of my social media, may mga Instagram, may Facebook, is more personal. So when I had to cross-post, doon na nag-mesh yung dalawang worlds.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that you said that because I feel like our team at Indico would relate to that because like at first we were really experimenting with different things. And there was like one time when like a friend saw me and then like he messaged me on Messenger and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to take that video down. So, you know, there was really that fear of like, you know, being found, and then obviously it's inevitable. So yeah, we learned how to like embrace it and also promote it on other socials. So thanks for that transparency. And yeah, up next, I think this would be interesting for aspiring like TikTokers here in the house. What type of content should they create or produce to get traction? You know, should it be something that they're fully passionate about, something trending, or you know, is it something else? Like advice from you guys.
For me, contraction talaga sa start. Short-term growth, I would say definitely do trendy things muna. If you want to grow your platform, your channel, your page, ganon. But in the long term, really do something that you're passionate about. Kasi if you're not doing something that you're passionate about, mabilis kang mababurn out. And you're trying to produce content that's just for the audience rather than for yourself. And if you start to do that, mapapagod ka talaga, maubusan ka ng ideas. But if you're doing something that you're passionate about, there will be times na definitely mawawalan ka ng ideas. But it's not as much as if you were just doing trends.
Right. And I believe like the other influencers here would agree. Especially Pio, like your content is very unique in the sense that sometimes it doesn't have music or anything, just literally you speaking. So what do you have to add to that?
Yeah, I think like it's funny because like the conversation of being unique as an influencer and yeah, I mean like content creator has changed over the years, like not just changed but like been fully realized by a larger market. And the context now is that it's amazing to see people go viral and go famous overnight, like without any particular conservative reason of what was before, right? Before it was YouTube built on years of subscriber culture and DNA, and right now it's TikTok of a following for you. Like you're not just following people and brands. Like TikTok is doing it for you, and um, creators have more chances and time to just put out a lot, and I mean a lot. Like um, I think I really had to look at the content value of like sharing facts and information because I mean I looked at entertainment, I looked at inspiration, motivation, and I look at education, but I want to find like the real connection points of these like facets. Like I have to have at least like one form or all of it like to be better because now I'm attracting a different market, right? And now I'm able to like stand out in a way where nobody else, almost nobody else can. And like if you take a look at the people who follow you and uh, like they will drive it when you show them everything that you've got and everything that you're willing to share.
Yeah, thanks for that. And just to follow up, so it should be something that you're really passionate about, if I'm not mistaken, and something that you know. Um, do the girls in the house, Gianna and Delicate, agree with that?
Ako po I think it should be net and trending. Kasi right now, hindi naman kami super sikat, di ba? So, kailangan namin makisabay and maging updated sa mga nangyayari. Kasi wala namang magla-like if hindi siya. So, throughout the 2 years na I've been active on TikTok, because I post every day talaga para maging updated. I was able to use trends while mixing it with the case that I make. It's a great way to gain attention talaga. So, kunyari, for example, ang trending ngayon is Material Girl. Yung song na Material Girl. So, gagawin yun, kunwari, what I eat in a day or workout suggestion. Tapos makikita ko talaga na mas marami siyang likes and comments. I don't know, baka kasi sa algorithm talaga. So, kailangan talaga trending yung ginagamit mo. Pero I agree na dapat passionate ka din dapat sa ginagawa mo. So, that's why I mix it I mix those two up. Mag-enjoy pa din ako kahit sumasabay sa mga trending. Ayun.
I see. Okay, so Gianna, do you have anything to add to that?
I actually agree with all of them. I think that there should be a good mix of having trendy videos and your niche. For example, you have to create videos that are entertaining and you can use trending sounds for that. But you also need to create high value content. For Pio and I, we are actually educational content creators. So we really need to create content that's shareable, that's educational for people, that's high value. And it's not just about entertaining them, that people really need to learn something from you. That's why they follow you in the first place. So you have to have a good mix of videos that would really educate your audience or bring value to them if you're an entertainer or if you're a singer, a dancer. And then, of course, you also have to integrate the trending music for yourself because those really give you traction. And I think as a starting content creator, your sole priority should be to recreate the videos that go viral for you. Like people need to see you constantly so that they don't forget about you. Because the problem about the For You page is that even if you're going viral, other people are going viral as well. So the key thing there for you to separate yourself from other people is that if they see you often, so that they know your branding. For me, I would always mention, "Hi, my name is Gia and I like making public speaking, commentary, and self-help videos." And that line actually really helped me in building my brand. Now, every time people would see me when I go live, people would mention my introduction because when I go viral, that's the line that constantly pops up. So it's really all about you going to that YT unfrequently.
Thank you for that. May I also remind our audience to please mute yourself. Thank you. And yeah, we may now continue to the next. We have actually last three questions, and we're going to be opening our floor for questions. So yeah, the third to the last question I have for you is about inspiration. So I know Gigi Boy, you talked about banana split and comedy skits. I know Gianna also, and you guys Pio and Delicate on the podcast. But may I know how you guys find it, the motivation. How do you find it to post frequently, as in like ideally every day? Do you guys have like a schedule na parang it's like you're treating it like schoolwork or legit career already? How does that work for you? To find the inspiration to create content and to actually find the motivation to do it. And I think Delicate said na he posts every day. So why don't we start with you, Delicate? I see it every day naman talaga. So how do you find the motivation? Not just, I mean, posting is different, but like dressing up and actually like sweating for so many videos to work out. How does
Yeah.
that work for you?
Just so you know, I'm still ang hirap talaga kasi prioritize ko talaga yung studies. Baka mapagalitan ako ng parents ko. So dapat, manage ko talaga siya. So sometimes I run out of ideas. And buka ako ng ideas sa sister ko, sa family ko, and most importantly sa followers ko. So nagbabasa talaga ako ng comment section pag may time ako. Kunyari, natapos ko, babasahin ko talaga yung mga comments para may mga ideas ako magawa. And then I'll ask my sister if good content siya. And hindi ba siya yung parang controversial topic. Kasi as much as ko talaga yung mga issues na ganyan. So, ayun. And sometimes I make 4 videos in one day. Tapos pinapalitan ko na lang yung damit ko para the next day ipop lang siya. Kasi, di ba nga, hindi mo naman maiiwasan sa araw na yun. Minsan kasi yung mga videos, 1 minute lang or less. So, pwede mo siyang gawin agad-agad. Pang damit para everyday siya consistent mag-post. Ayun.
Great tip. Thank you for that. So parang ano lang, like mass producing and then post it at a different time. So do you guys also do that like for other influencers? I know most of you post every day. I think all of you post every day. So do you guys relate to that?
Yeah, I mean, like I really like it's really spot on for that. Like, I mean, minsan like I really create things in advance, and I really do treat it like schoolwork. Sometimes even more than schoolwork. But then at the end of the day, like what inspires me is it's the conversations that I see and feel from other people with their favorite content creators, even outside of TikTok. Like it's really like creators making this like or influencers making this effort is not a joke, and it's not really a very easy job to do. Like, I mean, there's some existing sentiment out there that these like content platforms and the role that like influencers plays only for the creativity, for the humor, for the trends, and for the clout and just how hot you are. Well, yes, I mean the sad reality is that it will be part of that, but much of what comes in your own is your own unique input, right? And the rest will become byproducts whether you like it or not. Like the goal of a influencer and a content creator is to be inspired, right? And they will want to inspire people, and it is true that people will want to see the most attractive stuff. Like they want to get engaged by like some universal trigger, whether it's something they care about or something that they never realized but kind of did before. But in the end, like they will want to see and feel that passion from you. Like people will pick it up when you're trying to become consistent and even want to see that, like how that changes, like how you grow as a creator and as an influencer. Like realize that I think we have to realize that there are other people on this journey with us as well. Like you doing your thing will make your followers, your people, and your audience and your fan base see that you love them and that they will love it also. And in effect, have a real drive and passion not to just make like more, but also create depth in a way, so, like in the content that you make.
All right, thank you for that. And we have our last two panelists for that question, Gianna and Gigi Boy.
I actually
For me, sorry, go ahead. Nagkasabay pa eh. Ay, ako na ba? Sige, sige. Okay. For me, I draw inspiration from real life scenarios, just everyday conversations, and then I try to inject comedy in there. Comedy is very subjective, so hindi laging nakakatawa. I think a lot of comedians will tell you, because I've been watching mga interviews with them, and they'll tell you na not every joke will land. And for me, I think that's just part of the process. So I try to create as many funny skits as I can, pero hindi lahat papatok, and I'm all right with that. And as for the schedule of posting, I try not to pressure myself kasi I've noticed na pag pilit talaga yung 'di ba pag comedy, pag pilit yung joke, hindi ka natutuwa. That's what I've noticed. So that's why if I'm not inspired to do a particular comedy sketch, I won't do it anymore because the audience will not appreciate it. And for me, I don't want them to watch something na parang na-waste lang yung time nila.
I actually agree with them. For me, I do batch content. Like I just film all of my videos for one day. So since I have two platforms, the other one is smaller, but I just film it one day for my educational content. So there's a separate day where I actually just list down all of the content that I'm going to be filming at a specific day, usually during the weekend. And then for my other platform, I base my content usually on memes or on other viral videos as well. So sometimes I try to look at the trending videos of other content creators, and then I try to recreate it into my own. Then I just create my own spin to it. That's usually what I do.
Thanks for that, you guys. And now we're down to our last question, and then we're opening the floor for Q&A. So this is probably an important topic for our audience right now because it's about how they start, should they even start. So what is one important question that they should ask themselves before they deciding to pursue this type of career, or so to speak, something that they should really do consistently? So what one question would that be? I see it's a hard question too. You guys take your time. But yeah, it's really about is it a hell yes or a no? That kind of dilemma, if they should really pursue it or not. Okay, go ahead, Gigi Boy.
Pang Miss Universe yung tanong ah. Pang Miss Universe yung tanong. Okay, so the one question that they should be asking is, are you ready to be disappointed? Nag-leave silang lahat. De joke lang. Okay, I say that question, are you ready to be disappointed? Because you will definitely face disappointment on this journey. If you want to pursue content creation, especially with the internet that's very unpredictable, you don't know how people will react to you. And you don't know how, and each video, hindi mo alam paano magre-react yung mga tao. So, you may have your hits, you have your good days, but you also have your bad days. So, are you ready to be disappointed in doing something that you're passionate about? I think that's the price that you have to pay if you're pursuing something that you love doing. Because it will not always be easy. Itong being on the internet kasi definitely yung mga bashers, you have your bashers but you also have the people who love you and the people who will encourage you to do what you do. So ask yourself, are you ready to be disappointed? Because you will be for a short time. Minsan madi-disappoint ka, but that's not always the case. So tuloy-tuloy lang lagi.
Definitely, especially if you're posting something super like sensitive. We tried that definitely. So we're now trying to avoid politics and religion because you get a lot of unprecedented comments and feedback. So thank you for that. And yeah, Pio.
Like, I think the question that really hits is, will you be consistent with your message and yourself despite the medium? Like, your creativity and original ideas will matter more than if like let's say this platform or the platform that you're in, like TikTok, will only exist in like the 5 or 10 years. Like, I think more than caring about leaving the platform and the algorithm to do the work, like, what about the legacy that you will leave? Like, what is that impact gonna be? And will people remember it even, let's say, after they have transitioned from this to, let's say, the next platform that will exist? So I think it's really about caring about that, like, because that's how you capitalize on the real attention that's out there. And it's really about like being, kumbaga, like nagda-day trade ka on people's attention and communication. And like, are you documenting that? And are you getting the fruitful conversations from these experiences of people?
All right, thank you for that, Pio and Gigi Boy. Yeah, Gianna and Delicate, take it away. So we have questions already on the chat box, and they're looking really good. So we're about to wrap it up, guys. So we just want to hear from Gianna and Delicate about that one question that they should ask themselves before they start pursuing TikTok. Okay, Gianna, do you want to start?
So I think it's what's your purpose on the platform, because you need to see yourself in the long haul. I'm sorry, can you hear me? But like, you need to see yourself in the long haul. You really need to stay consistent no matter how you feel. You need to show up all the time, because if you don't post consistently, and the problem with being a rising content creator or a starting content creator, a budding content creator, is that people don't know you yet. You don't have a branding. So unlike other bigger platforms, they have the kind of the leeway to actually take social media breaks. But when you're just a budding content creator, you really need to get your name out there. So you have to really stay consistent. So you have to look into the purpose of your platform, so that when you get discouraged or tired or burnt out, you just stick to your purpose.
Thank you for that. The why, basically, of why you're on platform. So yeah, thank you. And Delicate.
Actually, nasabi na nila lahat. So, I agree with Gigi Boy talaga na, are you ready for it? Yung bet na tanong ko doon. Lugin ka na lang. Kakayanin mo ba? Yun na lang. Kasi I agree that not everyone will have the same opinion and will like your content. Kasi nga, iba-iba talaga tao, and not everyone will like you. Not everyone will like your content. So, basta you keep doing what you like and what you love to do, tapos nag-enjoy yung mga taong nanonood sa'yo. That's all that matters eh. And everything will come to place na. Basta wala kang tinatapakang ibang tao. Ayun.
Thank you for that. Very wonderful advice from all four. And now we are open for our Q&A. So we have chats here on our chat box. But if you'd like to unmute yourself, please raise your hand and we will give you the opportunity to raise your question verbally. So anyway, for the first question, we have in the chat box from PLM College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, Student Council. Wow. Every one of you makes TikTok content on a regular basis, which requires you to go all out, grave, all the time. Have you guys already experienced being burnt out from this? If so, what do you do during those trying times and how do you bring back your fire? Oh, grave. Um, I love how this question is so colorful. But yeah, does anybody want to take it first? By the way, thank you, PLM College of Humanities, for this wonderful question. Pio, I
Yeah.
see you unmuting.
Like, look, the truth is like we content creators do get tired, and it's not like we're churning in like the hours of ideas during days where we just want to make video and make content, right? But there's always a story behind the videos and content that we make, and there's always an individual effort that is part of that story. But like, yeah, we do hit creators block, just like writers block, we do hit creators block, and this is where we get, like trapped by our own format of thinking, and we think we cannot grow any further. And we become so locked into that familiar way of thinking at our world that we fail to see the other options. So as in like totoo na creativity can be really really intense sometimes. Like it's not always the comfortable pursuit that most people tend to perceive. There are different types of difficulties that go with it. There are work habits that won't work if you're new working with a team. Alam mo yun, like tensions and misunderstandings are inevitable. But I think how you get back on track is really just focus on who you are again, and like some change are always like will always be demanded from you, and you will misunderstand yourself. But at some point you will have the time, and you will have like, I think it's also the knowledge and the energy in a way to get your job well done, in the way that you, let's say, expect it to be. And I would like to say that like creators block, like you not like thinking about like what you can make. It comes from the fact that you are being overwhelmed. It comes from having to think too much and not too little, or too cellular.
For me, burnout, I've experienced it definitely. Actually, almost lagi yan. Nakakapagod talaga siya, creating content. And what's more frustrating is your yung your platform is literally on your phone. Tapos yun din yung mahirap because it's hard to separate your personal life from your work or your social media life. And that's what makes it so frustrating and so tiring. Yun parang constantly lagi ka nag-iisip ng what can I do? What else can I do? What else can I make? So I think the way to really get your fire back is to rest. So magpahinga ka talaga. Really, it's very, very, very important. Rest isn't a reward. It's essential. So I even struggle with this. So I really try to separate yung social media life ko from my personal life para hindi ako always working, kumbaga. And it's not always like weighing on my mind na okay lang ko gumawa ng content. So that's why it's really important that you rest and then regain your fire.
Thank you. I love that last line. Regain your fire. Gianna, Delicate, you have anything to add to that before we hop on the next question?
I want to share this story kasi I think if pina-follow niyo yung yung social ko, there's this incident na nagkasakit ako and hindi ako workout. Tapos wala akong ma-post na content kasi nga yun yung gusto ng mga tao, yung nag-workout ako para ma-motivate sila. And shinare ko na lang yung journey ko nung nagkasakit ako and madami. So, hindi lang pala yun yung gusto nila makita. Gusto nila din makita yung story ko talaga, yung mga nangyayari behind ng pag-uum. Gusto nila ako makilala pa. So, ayun, siguro na burnout ako doon kasi di ba nagkasakit nga ako and then pinagsasabay ko pa siya sa school. Sabi ko, ano anong gagawin ko? Puno na ng problema. Then eventually, nung gumaling naman ako, bumalik sila ulit, nandun na sila. So they still supported, nandami pa rin comment na content pa din. Gusto ka namin makita kahit may sakit ka. Gusto ka namin makita kasi natutuwa kami na sinishare mo yung life mo sa amin. Ang sabi ko, as long as may mga taong natutuwa sa mga content na ginagawa ko, i-go ko lang kahit napapagod ako. Ayun.
Thank you for that, Dalakate. Very candid and very transparent. So wow. So guys, remember you can always share like the behind the scenes, kumbaga. So thank you for that, Dalakate. And Gianna, do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, I actually have this pinagbabawal na technique. So what I usually do, because I produce a lot of content, the content na hindi nagpa-perform, on days na, syempre tinatamad din ako minsan, on days na tinatamad ako, I repost them because TikTok's algorithm changes. So sometimes it pushes out a random content. So if hindi siya nag-viral before, it can go viral the second time you post it. And I think there are several videos that went viral for me na ni-repost ko lang. And then I also keep my idea bank. Parang kapag ka-inspired ako, I write down all of my ideas para kapag tinatamad ako, I have a list that I can refer to and then I just have to film it. It makes life easier for me.
All right, thanks for that answer. And now I guess for question 2, due to the interest of time, we can take one answer from any of you guys, whoever wants to take it. So question from Lashley rather, TikTok can be a hateful place. How do you handle hate online?
I'd like to answer that. Sometimes I do, as content creator, sometimes you actually lose patience. So I do sparring in my comment section because you're tired of being the bigger person. Come on, I'm 4'11". I can't do this anymore. So sometimes when it's a troll account, I really fight them in the comment section because they don't exist anyway. So you ruin my mental health, I'm gonna fight you in my comment section. But sometimes I just ignore them and block. But on days where I have so much time, I I sometimes respond to them. Depend in a humorous manner or depending on my mood, sometimes in an educational manner. I just really ignore them or respond. You can have 2 ways of responding to them.
I love that. Thank you, Gianna. And our third question from Luis. Do you think that people being attractive is an important factor to one's success on TikTok? Wow. So do you have to have a pretty face, kumbaga? And I mean, you all guys are really good looking, but I want to throw this question to Gigi Boy. Gigi Boy, do you think it does matter, like how you look?
Akin talaga binigay. To be honest, there are some accounts na it does matter what you look like. But then again, it's their niche. Yun yung niche nila. Kunyari beauty content creator ka. People will want to see your art and your makeup. Syempre mas maganda yung makeup sa kunyari sa people nag-aayos differently. So for those for that type of content, it really does matter what you look like. But then again, there's a whole vast ocean of different types of content. So it ultimately for me it really doesn't matter what you look like. It's really about how you share what you share, what your content is, what your niche is, and what you share to the audience, what you can give to the audience. Not necessarily yung face value ganon.
All right, I love that. Thank you for that, Gigi Boy. And our fourth question we have from Caitlin. What's one advice that you can give to aspiring influencers and content creators? I believe this was kind of answered earlier. But yeah, for any of you guys who want to take it, like one generic siguro that they could take with them all throughout their journey from start to end.
I can take that. I think my advice is really like starting right now, like start at this moment. Like no one is ever gonna be fully invested in you making content more than you. You're not too late, and you're never gonna really be late because you're living in the greatest era of the internet. And like with platforms popping up, there will always be a golden age for you to catch up with. And alam mo yun, like maybe even be the star of, like you never know, but start now. And like you never know what's gonna happen. And the end result is never gonna be what you expect. Like as a matter of fact, it's likely to be 100 or even 1,000 times better, and you'll be or like 100 or 1,000 times more content and happier with the result. Like, so find yourself and find what you love and what makes you happy, to the point that someone out there that doesn't even know you can share that with you and keep it with you.
Well said. Thank you, Pio. And we have our last question for everyone. I think Talakate can take this. As a content creator, what is the best time or day to post or publish content on TikTok?
For me, usually talaga night, mga around 7 to 8, dapat ganun yung mga time para maraming Kasi iniisip ko, nag-umaga, walang manonood kasi nasa online class or may ginagawa sila. So for me talaga, pag yung date na pinost ko, ganun time ako nagpo-post, mas marami siyang engagement, mas maraming comments, mas maraming nagla-like. Pero for me kasi, it really depends sa content mo eh. Pag yung content mo naman is engaging at maraming masasabi yung tao, kahit anong oras may magla-like niyan. Pero para sa akin lang, every night lang talaga ako nagpo-post. Ayun.
All right, thank you for that. And one last question. I have a direct message from Josh Emmanuel Garcia. This question is directly for Pio. So, question to Pio Silva. How do you maintain good quality content?
I think that's actually very subjective for quality, because quality for me is really about the message that I put into it. I think it's really about I think finding what sticks and works in the beginning, and then in a way you kind of like tweak it a bit later on and like add your own what do you call this, like unique flavor to it. But then it's really about it's not just about the frequency of the uploads. It's really all about how that message remains like based on the foundations of what you believe in. Like I think yes, production quality matters, obviously. That's gonna matter later on when you grow bigger. But I think right now, as early as right now, for those who are beginning and who are starting, I think what really matters is how you keep something the same all throughout. And then maybe if other people are suggesting something else, like go for that. And I think if they like it, then add that segment into your own content.
Thank you for that, Pio. And now, thank you for everyone, by the way, for the questions, and also for our guest speakers for answering. I hope you all learned a lot from them. So now we are taking a 15-minute break. So guys, do anything you want to do. You can turn off your camera and we'll be back at 11:15. But for now, I would like to introduce you, our guest performer, Max Guanzon. So Max is in the house now, and Max will be singing Umay and Picon. Max Gwenzon is a bedroom pop musician from Manila. He sings about his life as a 20-year-old UP Diliman student who experiences love, heartbreaks, and partying. He uses a lot of synthesizers and takes inspiration from Manila sound, OPM, bedroom pop, and city pop. He served as the president and an arranger for the DLSUIS Orchestra. He is currently affiliated with the UP Music Circle. Now, he spends his time creating videos and music, all in the comfort of his home studio. So, Max Gwenzon, let's give it up for Max Gwenzon. And Max Gwenzon, you have the floor.
Ayan, hello everyone. Good morning. First of all, I'm Max, and I'm having fun listening to all the content creators out here. And thank you so much for inviting me. I'm Max. I am a junior in UP Diliman, and I usually just write my songs and produce my songs here in my bedroom. As I've said, my genre is more on synth pop, city pop, bedroom pop. So it's very new to me singing and performing acoustically. But yep, you can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and all other streaming platforms. It's also available in TikTok if you're interested to use it as sounds. But yep, I'll be singing 2 songs today. The first song, it's about a toxic relationship. You know, those kinds of relationship wherein you don't know kung bibitaw ka na ba or pagpapatuloy mo pa lang. And ayun, nakakaumay na yung relationship but you're stuck. And yep, so the first song is called Umay, and I wrote this in 2020, but I released it nung 2021 lang. And you can find it on Spotify. So here's Umay. Nakakasawa, paulit-ulit na lang. Meron pa bang katapusan? Nakakaubos, ako'y napupuno na. Tinadhana ba tayong talaga? Pabalik-balik tayo sa simula. Natatapos din naman sa wala. May pag-asa pa ba ang ating pagmamahalan? O kailangan na natin parehong lumisan? O giliw ko, ba't ganto? Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Giliw ko, ba't ganto? Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Tatlong araw nang huli tayong nag-usap. Di man lang ako kinamusta. Pasensya ka na. Mga tawag ko, di mo rin naman sinasagot. Kung laging ganito, nakakayamot. Ba't ganto? Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Giliw ko, ba't ganto? Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Giliw ko, ba't ganto? Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Giliw ko, ba't ganto? Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig mo. Nakakaumay ang pag-ibig. Okay, so that's my first song. It's called Umay. Once again, it's on Spotify. You can just search for my name and search for Umay. So for my second song naman, it's about a crush that I had. Tapos, you know that feeling na ramdam mo na crush ka rin niya, pero at the same time, he's playing game with your heart and parang pinaglalaroan ka lang niya and hindi mo sure kung basta malabo siya and hindi mo sure if he's reciprocating or not. Pero yep, this one is called Pikon kasi nakakapikon yung feeling na pinaglalaroan ka niya or hindi ka niya sineseryoso. So this one's called Pikon. Makipag sa palaran, subukan mo naman akong tignan. Ayaw mo bang tumay at sumugal?
baka mawala rin ako sa tagal. Bakit ayaw pang totohanin ang sa ating dalawa? Ano bang hindi mo maamin sa akin? Ayoko nang maglaro ng mataya-taya. Palagi akong nalulugi. Ayoko nang sumali kung ikaw ang nagyaya. Hindi ka ba napapagod sa mga larong ito? Baka pwedeng magseryoso muna tayo, pagkat ako'y napipikon na. 5 buwan na rin nagkukunwari, damdamin natin ay pinupubli. Tinatago pa ang ating kilig. Kita rin naman sa ating pisngi. Ayoko nang maglaro ng langit at lupa. Ako ay nasa impyerno sa tuwing ako'y iyong binabalewala. Hindi ka ba napapagod sa mga larong ito? Baka pwedeng magseryoso muna tayo, pagkat ako'y napipikon na. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, oh. Ayoko nang malunod sa iyong kawalang kasiguraduhan. Ayoko nang malunod sa iyong kawalang kasiguraduhan. Nahuhuli ang sariling ikaw ang kinasasabikan. Ayoko nang maglaro ng langit at lupa. Palagi akong nalugi. Ayoko nang sumali kung ikaw ang nagyaya. Hindi ka ba napapagod sa mga larong ito? Pagkat ako'y napipikon na.
Okay, that's Picon. Once again, I'm Max Guanzon. You can search me on all streaming platforms. And thank you so much for inviting me. And have a great day. Ayun lang. Salamat.
Thank you, Max. So we still have 5 minutes before we head on to the event, and I'd like to take this time to do like a quick interview about you, if that's all right. We have 5 minutes
Sure.
before 11:15, and I just want to say, sumasayaw-sayaw ako habang, and you know, you're playing the song in the background kasi ang galing. And yeah, I guess like our questions for the content creators, I'd like to ask you about how you started creating your music. Dahil ba sa pandemic? Ano ba? Talaga bang super heartbroken? Something like that. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. I've been performing ever since junior high school up to senior high school, even in college. Pero I never got to release my own music talaga. Tapos nung pandemic, I had so much time on my hands, kaya parang inisip ko, why not try recording my songs na and try producing it. I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift, Lord,
Same.
XOXO
Oh my gosh.
Ayan, Four of Spades, and as I've said, Manila Sound, so mga Apo Highway.
Mhm.
As for the inspiration, I guess nung 2020 kasi I got cheated on and it was a very toxic relationship. Tapos I've tried saving it pero ayun, hindi pa rin siya na-save unfortunately. And yup, cheaters. Tapos I used that energy on moving on and writing songs about myself. I mean, nasaktan ka na, di ba? Might as well
Mm-hmm.
pagkakitaan mo
I
and
love
make
that.
something out of it. So, yep, that's my inspiration in writing songs and
Wow,
on
sana
starting my
all.
music career, I guess.
Yeah. How to be you po. I mean, not about, not sana all na sana. People cheat on us, but like, get that mindset, mentality. Wow. And boy, did you show that person. Now it's her law, his or her law. But yeah, it's so interesting. I just really want to know also. So you have you're on Spotify, we've checked you out. We're interested in knowing if you're still going to release content like this in the future, new songs perhaps. Yeah.
Yep, I'm currently working on my second EP. So my first EP was all about my ex and the cheating incident. The second EP is more on dancing and actually reminiscing Katip life or tough life. I've been in both schools, so in LaSalle and in UP Diliman, and definitely partying and the nightlife was a big part of the student and university experience. So I've been writing about it because I believe na hopefully na malapit na mag face to face, and I just want to release music just in time for that renaissance of partying, I guess. So yep, definitely I will be posting more music in the future, and it won't be about heartbreak anymore. It will be fun and we will all be dancing
Yeah.
to it.
Amazing. Amazing. You remind me actually of like the inspiration that you mentioned, Sina Lord and Taylor Swift. So thank you for the song. Ang galing lang talaga. And I have last two questions.
Sure.
Do you plan on making, your YouTube parang music video? Or
Okay. I am also actually a content creator on YouTube. I usually just post college vlogs and currently have 3K subscribers. Sobrang kalat lang ng content ko. Sometimes I post music, but most times it's just college vlogs. But I don't see myself posting music videos anytime soon. It costs too much, and as a student and I don't have the time to produce. I self-produce everything kasi, like from my
Mhm.
music to my marketing materials, and I do everything. So medyo mahirap kung mag-music video na ako. But let's see in the near future, hoping. But yep, as of now, I don't see myself producing a music video.
Thank you for that. And yeah, be sure to check Max Guanzon out on YouTube, guys. You heard it from him. And last question, what advice do you have for aspiring musicians? Ako, honestly, gusto ko talaga kung may bosses lang talaga ako eh. Pero siguro the audience here would be interested in knowing how to get started, how to, release content and how to actually keep doing it.
Definitely, my advice would be you have to invest a certain amount of time, effort, money, and even self. You just have to invest kasi talaga to get better and to have better skills, and of course to practice. I don't think I will be in my position right now if I did not invest on good instruments, at the very least playable instruments, and invest on music lessons. I took piano lessons and guitar lessons to actually play and to learn how to produce. So, yep, definitely invest on yourself, invest on your hobbies, invest on your interests, and you'll get there one practice day at a time.
All right, thank you for that. And by the way, we can now start with part two. Thanks again, Max Gonzon, everybody. And
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
we can head on to the next part of the event. And apologies for the mistake on the chat box, guys. That was supposed to be a private message, but thank you anyway. And yeah, like I said on the chat box, for this round, it will only be Pio Silva, Gigi Boy, and Delicate. And yeah, we will now be starting with part two, how to grow your online presence in your community. So kanina, di ba, we talked about how to just start. And now once you already have an audience, how do you take in the momentum and make the most out of it, to, grow your platform presence and community in general. So yes, we are now back with Gio, Pio Silva, Gigi Boy, and Della Kate. All right, so for our first question for part 2, every content creator and influencer has a video or post that quote unquote changed their lives. What's yours and why do you think it got so viral? So we will be following this order for the second round. Pio will go first, followed by Gigi Boy, and lastly Della Kate.
Yeah, sure. Like definitely, it was a TikTok video that I made about our routine of prayer during the night, and I did it with my middle younger brother actually, who was part of the skit. So like, it didn't last more than around 15 seconds actually, and it was just out of the blue. I thought about it during the day, and I was like, oh, let's make this. And the day after, the moment that I like thought about it, like the moment that I wake up and I see my phone on my desk, I was charging and I went on TikTok, and without planning it to be, that was the first ever video that I ever did that went viral. And I still remember how my jaw dropped slowly that day because the number of likes reached around like 45K, and that was already a big deal for me. Like we kept on wondering, how did that work? Like, how, does the algorithm now favor us? So I think the reason like why it got so viral is because it's documentation kasi of actual habits in life, and it's about me. And the moment that I realized that, I thought and knew that I didn't have to force myself to do all these like humorous skits before, is because other people can do it better than I can, like more consistently and better. But maybe I can be like good at something else, and that is what I advocate for, like good mental health and authentic spirituality. And I began to like center around Christian content more after that, and the importance of prayer and how many people wanted to see more of that. So I just kept on doing it up to this day.
For me, yung pinakaunang video ko na viral was, I think it was, it really changed my life. Yung POV, your Konyo friend commutes. Parang ganon. And that was like, I was teasing one of my friends na hindi nagko-commute, but I'm also calling myself out kasi hindi rin, dati kasi I didn't know the difference between the LRT and the MRT. I thought they were the same thing. So, for me, I think yun yung pinaka-viral because natawa yung mga tao. Like, they know somebody who doesn't know how to commute, or like who doesn't know the difference between the LRT and the MRT, and some people who think that Grab is commuting. So I think that's a testament to how much people like something that's relatable. And when you take something that's relatable and you make it funny, parang it's very entertaining. Yeah, that's the post that like changed my life.
For me naman, nag-post ako nung back in 2020 kasi madami sa comment section, anong workout routine mo, anong ginagawa mong workout. So yung comment na yun, sabi niya, what's your back workout routine? So ginawa ko siya, routine, pero ginagawa ko talaga siya everyday. And hindi pa ako na-introduce sa weights noon. So calorie deficit lang, and then HIIT workouts lang ako talaga. Wala pa yung mga weights. Starting pa lang I don't know anything about weight loss journey pa. Parang onti pa lang yung alam ko. So nag-viral siya, and I'm not sure why it got a lot of good and bad. Maybe kasi nga difficult yung workout. And nag-comment din si Kristen Samson, yung yung hair niya, yung gray yung hair. Nag-comment siya, tapos sabi ko, hala, tapos umabot din siya internationally. May mga nag-message sa akin na taga-ibang bansa na, does this work, or your content on my page? So sabi ko, bakit naman ito yung umabot na nga siya ng 2.5 million likes. Sabi ko, bakit naman ito videos, but yun pa yung back workout ko. Pero naging way din siya para matuto ako na to not mislead people. And mas natuto ako na dapat intindihin mo, share ko, kasi importante talaga na alam mo yung sinasabi mo. Kasi if hindi mo alam, hindi mo madedefend yung sarili mo sa comment section, makikipag-away ka talaga isa-isa sa kanila. So, ayun nga, may nag-stitch din na gym rat ba yun? Gym rat yata or trainer na sabi, huwag mo gawin yung exercise, hindi yan sustainable. Which I agree naman kasi nga if you focus talaga in targeted workouts, hindi talaga mag-work yung exercise na yun. So din ako na dapat nagre-research talaga para hindi ka makamislead and aralin mo yung content na ibibigay mo kasi maraming questions ang lalabas sa comment section.
Mm-hmm. Actually, ang galing. That's a great segue to the second question, which I think is also timely because only Gianna answered it earlier. So now you guys can answer it too. So kasi it's inevitable, like you said, to get hate comments. So how do you guys deal with that?
I think right now I'm just taking the time to really like read comments as much as I could in general because alam mo yun, kasi yun yung funnel of attention and the general opinion of your videos. And I really focus on anything constructive to find and reply back. And I just leave the ones that don't reply to the ones that I already know are being outright rude and annoying. Like, especially if it's an account or set of accounts that are very familiar to me that do create and send these hate comments and sometimes with a lot of effort. And it's not just being helpful at all. And I'm not gonna deny that it does ruin my day at some point. I don't go to TikTok for a while just to see like and sense these hate accounts. It's just not good for your mental health, honestly. And it's really gonna decelerate your process of trying to make more content. And like it's really about creating the filter of what uplifts you as a creator and identifying what could be like detrimental to your own growth.
Gusto ko yung sinabi ni Pio about that. I really think it's important that you filter. Kasi not all negative comments are hate comments. Minsan naman constructive sila. So you really have to gauge whether or not they're trying to help you or they're just trying to bash you. So for the comments that are constructive and they're trying to help you, i-apply mo na lang yon if you want to. Parang tignan mo what you can get. Sometimes they'll tell you, masyadong mababa yung angle mo, ganon. Sometimes yun like negative comments sometimes are helpful, constructive siya. Pero yung mga bash talaga, parang sasabihin lang si pangit mo, ganon, or like bobo ka, mga ganon. That those are the ones that you have to really just try to live with. I'm not going to say na wag mong pansinin kasi syempre nakaka-ruin din siya ng day pag nakita mo yung pangit mo or like bobo mo, mga ganon. But of course, try to find ways to cope with them. Ako minsan sinasagot ko sila eh. Hindi ko sila inaaway, parang pinagtatawanan ko na lang. Sasabihin, I remember this one comment, sabi niya sa akin, "This is stupid." Tapos nireplyan ko, sabi ko, "No, this is Patrick." So yun, gumawa na lang ako ng joke. And at the end of the day, it's really just about finding ways to cope with it. Ako comedy yung
Okay, I think we are experiencing some tech difficulties. But either way, we will still push through. So ayan, that's the con of having a live event. That can be unreliable at times. But thank you guys for staying with us here. So we can just hop on with Delicate's answer to that. Although we missed Gigi Boy, we'll see if he can get back. But yeah, Delicate, how do you deal with hate comments?
For me, if it's something that I could hate comments about my routine or skit na ginawa ko. So yeah, I'd make a video about it and explain kung bakit ko nagawa yun and say sorry if kailangan. Pero possible, I won't say any vulgar words, lalo na nakikita ng family ko. Finifilter kasi ng family ko yung content ko. So dapat I stay. Actually, pinapanood ka ng mga TikTok ko, nakakaya. Kasi minsan, di ba, may mga sexy na doon. And kailangan filtered talaga yun kasi very favorite family ko and dapat naka-according sila. So, minsan pag may mga hate comments, hindi ko na lang pinapansin para hindi na rin maka-affect sa family ko. Yun. If it's a plain comment lang naman na I cannot address, I don't reply na lang kasi it's best to stay silent eh. Sabi nga nila, wag nang patulan. Be the bigger person and understand that not everyone will like what you do eh. So, ayun. Tsaka ang dami nang nangyayari sa mundo. Why focus on the negatives and so support sa atin? just take the negative comments as criticism na lang, di ba? And suggestion to grow as a person na lang. And
Thank you for that. And Delicate, I believe I saw a video like on TikTok that you involved actually your family. Yung parang, the one about preparing to leave tapos iniwan ka.
yes, oo nga. Tuwan-tuwa nga sila nun eh. Kasi actually, totoo talaga yun. Yung video lang, punta kami ng SM. Sabi ko, sige, wait lang, gagawa ko TikTok para may ma-content din ako. Tapos iniwan talaga nila ako. Tawan-tawa kami nung pinag-video kasi yun talaga yung reaction nung ginawa namin siya.
Ayun, thank you. And Gigi Boy is back. So sorry we lost you earlier, Gigi Boy. But yeah, you were talking about, making hateful comments and, switching the paradigm and, seeing the light in them, like making jokes in them. So if everyone add on to that, because you were cut off, but no pressure.
Sorry, that was my internet. Ayun lang nga, parang, we cope differently. So the way I cope was yung comedy. And yun nga, the hate comment, I just made a joke out of it para din matawa yung mga tao. So that's I turned something negative into something productive. Wow, ganun.
Ayun, I love the joke. This is Patrick. Sige, I'll use that next time. But yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And now we are on our third question. So it's already hard to grow your community, your followers. So it's even harder to maintain them kasi meron talagang, nagpo-follow tapos biglang unfollow dahil lang sa isang video. I'm not sure if you guys experienced that. So can you tell us about how you were able to grow your presence and community and maintain them over the years? Because, you've been on TikTok for more than a year or two. So how do you keep them staying instead of leaving?
Yeah, I was able to stay on TikTok ever since 2020 because it was about showing the context and then just being consistent at creating at scale around that context. And my content so far has changed like drastically over the seasons when I was focused on entertainment and on spirituality because I had to pivot and evolve as I grew, right? And I think I had to really find myself in those uncomfortable situations wherein like my community mismo or like my audience were the ones giving like the suggestions to me. And in the long run it actually worked. And throughout like the history of me doing that, it has worked through every social media platform regardless of the algorithm or the short-lived trends. Like, so I think at the end of the day, it was all about the intent. If I don't intend to really make content that does close the value gap to people, then during the first few months, I could always work on having a conversation with the comments. Like I directly ask about what I was doing as a creator, like because they themselves see the work that I don't really put out also. So most of the time, the reason why I don't post content is because I don't want to reveal some of the imperfections, right? And because I have that initial feeling that I don't think it will work. But it's really about like only when we reveal these things in our whole selves na parang na-realize natin that we become full of ourselves, and then we have the environment to like freely express that talaga and maintain ourselves and our thoughts and ideas. And then other people will also have that environment and then express and maintain themselves and their thoughts and ideas as well with us.
For me, it's all about experimenting. Ako, to switch up my content, kasi I do skits primarily, diba? So, usually I just introduce new characters just to keep the audience at their feet. So, yun, I used to do teacher POVs lang and then mga konyo POVs lang. Then I started making new different characters. Also, not just yung actual characters, it's more of the actual content that I produce. Sometimes I do food videos, sometimes I do mga beauty videos, mga vlogging. And they don't always perform. Kasi when people follow you, they expect something from you eh. They already expect you only post this. So sometimes when you experiment, nagugulat sila, they're like, ay, ba't ganon? And then sometimes you lose followers because of that. Parang sasabihin nila, ay, hindi na siya yung dating ganon. But in my mind, as long as I'm happy with what I produce, I think that's enough for me. Kasi inevitably, people are going to start, magsasawa na sila. And then, I don't think I can help that. But, I just try my best to really produce content that's not only valuable, but content that I like, so content that I want to produce. So parang put yourselves in the shoes of the audience then. What do I want to see? What value do I want? So that's for me.
I agree with him na kailangan talaga experimental ka sa content mo. And I also think na yung sounds na ginagamit mo also helps with gaining more. Kaya nga I mentioned before na if you use a trending sounds, mas marami talaga siyang views. So, mas most likely mag-e-end siya sa For You page ng mga followers mo. So, ayun, gamit ka lang ng trending na sounds para mas may engagement. I don't know kasi sa algorithm talaga ng TikTok, pag sikat yung kanta, mas pinipili nila. Pero it's important din na haluan mo siya ng content mo. Tapos another tip ko din is to always add a question sa video para meron silang kasi the more engagement you have with your viewers, the more likely na lalabas yun sa FYP na gusto nila. So another thing is them say their story sa comment section. Kasi may pinost ako about sa insecurities ko. And ayun, nagkwento din sila about sila and sa insecurities nila. So parang yung comment section ko naging siya way para ilabas nila yung sama ng loob nila sa mga nangyayari. Kasi natutuwa ka sa akin sa Instagram, nagkukwento sila about sa weight loss journey nila na nahihirapan sila, na yung family member nila hindi sila tinutulungan. Kasi mostly, I don't know pero almost every follower na nagbe-message sa akin is only child sila or may family problem. Kaya parang nagsiserve ako as ate nila to motivate them with their weight loss journey din. Kaya, ayun, nakakatuwa lang na may purpose pa pala ako, na nagpapasaya pa pala ako, na namotivate ko pala sila na keep continuing. Kasi sa Philippines kasi, sobrang uso ng crash diets, kain lang ng itlog, diet na agad, gano'n. Kaya ayoko kasi mga klaseng content. Kaya as much as possible, yung content na ginagawa ko is about healthy relationship with food tsaka sustainable lifestyle talaga.
Thank you for that, Pio. Gigi Boy and Delicate. And that's a good segue to the next question, actually, because the next question is about sustainability. So this is about being sustainable on TikTok. So how do you guys collaborate with brands? And do you think that this career path is sustainable financially?
Right now, I think it's just a start. I've collaborated with quite a number. For the frequency, I'd say mga 1 or 2 every month. But right now, I'm just trying to I'm prioritizing solidifying the base and the profile of mine to fit 2 brands. And it's not surprising actually that there are TikTokers abroad right now that are making 6 figs per year as a content creator in dollars, right? And this is what they do. They always read the contract before signing. They discuss the usage and payment terms. They learn from past partnerships because they will lead you to more connections. I think going to this career path, you will need multiple streams of income and not just brand partnerships, which I'm trying to actually work on right now and expanding on that. You should make more friends, and not just in the creator community, but also in the industries that you are in, right? You can grow 4 or even, let's say, 7 different channels with one piece of content, like write a blog or make a website for yung mga SEO driven attractions or email blasts or newsletters. LinkedIn can be when you want to present yourself professionally. And then you also continue put in with your short form videos. It's about making packages that brands can seek and not just about yung measurement mo per post. So to be sustainable financially, you need 2 to 3 income streams, or maybe even 4 actually, because that's your personal brand, that's your brand partnerships in general, with you creating videos for them. You can also do social media consultation and management, and even selling digital products. So on TikTok alone, you can become a TikTok manager yourself of a brand account. And, that's how you create a user-generated content for brands. And you can even start one based on your social and personal brand.
For me, brand partnerships, they're very seasonal, tapos very unpredictable. Kasi minsan magugulat ka, ang dami bigla, lalo na pag kunyari Christmas, because they really want people to buy. And then after Christmas, wala na. Biglang wala na. So it can be very unpredictable. And for me, at least in my case, feeling ko, if you can do it, if you can make this your main source of income, why not? Try mo lang. But it ultimately depends on you. Kailangan aggressive ka din eh. Parang, minsan kung walang nagre-reach out na brand sa'yo, ikaw na magre-reach out sa brand. But then again, I agree with what yung sabi ni Pio na you should have like other means of income, like other income streams. So, depende talaga siya sa ano mo eh, sa sipag mo eh. So, kung hindi ka talaga mag-work, lalo na pag content creator ka, you're technically self-employed. So, kung kung hindi mo siya itatrabaho, hindi ka kikita. That's why, in my case, feeling ko, I'm more like by the book. So, I think I need another career na, kunyari like corporate job, something like that, na may steady income. Tapos I do this on the side. And you can do that too if that works for you. So, ayun nga, it ultimately depends on what you want to do and gaano ka kasipag.
For ako naman po, I work with two companies. Isa si Charis and yung isa is Ecom. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Pero I also tried Bigo din kasi may nag-offer. Pero hindi ko siya sa schedule ko since nag-aaral pa din naman ako. And ayoko maging distraction yun since focus ko talaga is yung education ko. So ayun, I don't really focus on endorsement. Work with the brand, gusto ko yung gusto ko talaga i-promote and ma-share ko sa followers ko. Kasi there's this incident na there's this time na may nagpapapromote, sobrang boom na boom sa TikTok no. Nagpapapromote sila ng skincare product. And then, ayun, tinay ko. Hindi kasi ako makasay no. Lagi akong parang sumasama yung feeling pag nagno-no ka sa tao eh. And ayoko mag-no. So, tinanggap ko pa din. And when I tried their product, nag-break out talaga yung skin ko. Ko na-realize na, ganito ba pag kailangan i-promote mo siya kahit hindi nag-work sa'yo. So, nahirapan ako, sabi ko, hindi ko masabi dun sa nag-endorse. Ako na po i-promote yung product nyo kasi nag-break out ako and hindi naman nila sasagutin yung dermatologist, diba? Ay, pag nagpa-check up ka, hindi naman nila sasagutin yun. So, pag ko nasabi na, okay, I will make sure na if I promote something, dapat itatry ko, dapat magugustuhan ng followers ko. Kasi ako yung liable dun eh. Pag they try sa trinay ko, tapos hindi nag-work sa kanila, tapos mas na lumala pa yung pimples nila, di ba, ganun. Ayoko yung ganun. Gusto ko yung magugustuhan ko din. Parang ganun yung gusto kong always pag nagpo-promote ako ng product. Then ayun, fun fact, I'm a marketing student din sa Mapua, iba Mapua. So it's for me it's important na transparency to sell product that you really use. Kasi I'm a marketing student kasi dapat na if you want to sell something, you should be able to express it na ginagamit mo talaga. And dapat ginagamit mo siya in the first place. So aside from that, yung Charis kasi mostly ex-deals lang siya. So wala akong nakuha doon. Mostly free products lang ng makeup. And other than that, siguro yung nagpapabigay lang is pag yung brand na established na. For example, yung hair ko, established na sila. So they give me commission din pag kita sila sa videos ko. Pero aside that, I don't think it's really financially stable in the long run. Sabi nga nila, it's seasonal talaga. Hindi naman lahat ng oras may magsusponsor endorse sa'yo. So, ayun, luckily may nakadiscover din sa akin, the talent agency. Sila yung nag-help sa akin to reach out with brands that I want to work with. Naka-help din siya na makalabas ako sa TV. Pero I'm not sure if pwede ko pa sabihin yun. Pero basta lalabas sa TV yung video na yun. Basta nasa Instagram ko siya ipopost ko. Ayun. Kaya helping din yung TikTok kasi may nakadiscover sa akin dahil doon. Ayun.
Thank you for that. And yeah, so the next question is about being a full-time influencer. I think Gigi Boy and some of you answered this already. But can you tell us if you plan to transition to being a full-time influencer after you graduate? Because we know you're all students. And why or why not?
I'm actually looking into working in corporate directly after I graduate first, like for a few years lang. But then the end goal is really building my personal brand based on the stages of learning that I have put in and what I can pick up from that. And it's really okay to take a break from it. I'm looking at it in that lens. Like it's okay to take a break to absorb more so you can put out more. And like, of course, I highly suggest this path. Of course, I'm biased to it of being an influencer and being a content creator for others as well. And as cheesy as it sounds, anyone can do this. You just need to have the backbone. yung consistency mo, and then the confidence to document and create. Like that's how you will spring up from nothing. Like, I mean, I was reading on this, like the pandemic triggered like consumers to take like yung drastic personal changes of like the real reboot of like the construction of their lives, their lifestyles, their values, yung dreams and goals nila. So like your content can be a driver of traction there, and businesses will innovate goods and services and experiences that will, respond to this moment, like which goes together with the attention that acknowledges like and embraces the state that we'll experience. So although this won't just be a once in a generation moment, this will be the new normal, and it will be the future normal. And coming from Forbes, like I learned na the influencer creator economy is expected to generate around 100 to 200 billion dollars per this year, similar to insights to the motion picture industry. So like with more than like 50 million independent content creators, curators and community builders adding fuel to this new trend, like these micro entrepreneurs, including us, are currently like valued mga like $20 billion. So like this is the next big thing in a way that you can find opportunity with, and if you're willing to put in 100 hours a week, if you will, then you could.
Ako naman for me, fortunately yung career path na I'm looking into is related to content creation din. Kasi share ko lang, I took a marketing minor and I plan to take a job in marketing. Kung kaya. So yun nga, I don't really see myself doing just content creation full time. So feeling ko parang on the side siya. But for yun nga, buti na lang related siya dun sa marketing. So I can mesh those two worlds together. And I can use what I learned in content creation sa career ko, or yung career ko sa content creation. And yeah, that's what I see. I don't really see myself full time. Parang something that parang passion project ganon.
If it makes you happy naman and you're ready for all the comments and opinions of others, go for it talaga siya eh. Pero ako personally, I don't recommend that you stay a full time and lagi may backup plan ka. Kasi you'll never know eh, hindi naman sa lahat ng oras sikat ka, hindi naman sa lahat ng oras gusto ka ng tao. So, dapat talaga, man sa lahat ng bagay. So, siguro if ever siya, pagsasabayin ko na lang siya sa work ko, basically time management ka and multitasking. And ayun, if you love something, you make time for it eh. Even if I work, kung gusto ko talaga mag-vlog or mag-stay active sa social media, gagawin ko talaga if kaya. Basta ako, I always make sure na may backup plan para if hindi man mangyari yung gusto ko mangyari, at least hindi ako mababaliw that option feels. Ayun.
Thank you for that. And now we are opening the floor for question and answer. And actually, ang dami ng questions on the chat box. So question number 6 from Colleen. How do you negotiate your rates with brands?
Actually, when it comes to that, what I do is I try to make sure that the packages fit, and then we agree on that before signing the contract. So I think it's really more of that, and just realizing just how far you can take the package to where you want it to be. So if it's gonna be one video or one story, then put it at that and limit it to that, and then you can discuss the rates there. But then you can opt for more. I think it's really, and brands will actually really love it if you do that, because now you're creating more opportunity for them to get like, let's say, partnerships with you even more. So yeah, that's the opportunity that you're looking at.
For negotiating with brands, just remember na equal kayo dapat. Because when you enter into a contract, yun nga yung definition, like meeting of the minds. So, wag kayong mahihiya. Like, don't be shy about negotiating. Kung hindi nyo kaya yung scope of work, try to negotiate na, baka pwedeng ganito na lang. And as for the payment, you can ask for more if papayag sila. Yun nga kasi nga you're definitely communicating. And just make sure that you are accepting a deal. Read your contracts, and you're accepting a deal na doable for you. And for me, be firm with your rates talaga. When you choose a particular kunyari, this number of, kunyari, X pesos for one video, ganyan. Dapat firm ka doon. Kasi if a brand really wants to work with you, they will agree to that. And it's better to be firm with your rates now kaysa yung magkakaroon na ng point in time na hindi ka pwedeng mag-no. And dapat din the same siya for all brands. Kung ano yung rate mo sa isang brand, dapat yun na lahat. Kasi di natin alam, baka mamaya they're talking eh. And then nalaman nila na mas malaki yung charge mo dito. Mas maliit yung charge mo doon. So, ayun nga, be firm and be consistent.
For me, pag gusto ko yung product, I prefer active naman. Kasi syempre, magugustuhan ko naman siya and share to followers. Kasi minsan pag may nagpapa-promote sa akin, they don't ask for any payment. Parang ayaw nilang bayaran yung, kasi nasa budget din sila. So, I understand, starting pa lang din yung brand nila. So, tinatanggap ko minsan X-Deal. Pero when it comes to skincare talaga, hindi ko na siya, basta ina-exclude ko na siya sa mga choices. Ayun nga, depende din siya sa views na nagiget ng video ko. And tama nga yung sinabi ni Gigi Boy na huwag ka mahihiya at ang rates mo. Kasi pinaghirapan mo yung videos mo eh. Bakit ka mahihiya? Eh, hindi naman sila yung nag-work na gawin yung content na yon. So, parang instrument nila. Dapat, taasan mo, bigyan mo ng value yung content mo. If hindi nila kayang i-reach yun, there are other opportunities naman. Kaya, ayun, mag-say no if hindi nila kaya i-reach yung value mo.
Ayun, well said. And now we have our 7th question from Shane. If there was a Filipino TikToker that's not in the call right now that you'd like to collaborate with, who would that be?
Filipino TikToker, I'd say right now I'm looking at Gia Abra. She's the creative entrap behind like the work of like helping start Filipino like creatives create impact as human-centered entrepreneurs. And I think it's because we share the same advocacy as well of like creators being like super expressive and super like what do you call this, like very personal about themselves and sharing their presence on the internet. And I think that's something I really advocate for, and I would love to really partner with her for that.
For me, Filipino TikToker na gusto ko ma-collaborate with is si Sasa Girl. Tawang-tawa talaga ako kay Sasa. And similar yung content namin. Kaya nga nung finollow niya ako, parang nagtatatalon ako eh. Tawang-tawa ako. So, yeah, I feel like yun talaga pangarap ko na maka-collaborate with Sasa kasi tawang-tawa ako sa comedy niya. Tapos tawang-tawa ako sa content niya. And I feel like with our joint minds, kaya namin mag-produce ng something very funny.
Si Silly Queen, ang unexpected kasi hindi naman, lagi ko siya nakikita sa FYP ko, tapos nag-comment din siya sa isang video ko. Natuwa ako, na-stalk ko siya, tapos ang sobra. So, sabi ko, sana ma-meet ko siya, mag-workout kami ganun.
Ayun, hoping that your dream partners on TikTok would actually come to fruition. Hoping to see a collaboration between you guys. And now we have a question just for Gigi Boy, from Sam. How do you handle working and then making content for TikTok to viably make it another stream of income?
I think this is going to be a very generic answer, pero definitely it's time management. Pag may free time ka, gawa ka na ng video. Ako kasi, inspiration comes up randomly eh. So, magugulat ka na lang parang, ay, may video idea ako. So, I write that down agad. Naano ko na yung video agad. And if I don't have time to shoot it, I will shoot it later. And, ayun nga, student din ako, so ang daming work. So, definitely making time for shooting videos. That's, and time management. That's really key to multitasking.
Definitely. By the way, ang daming questions. I might have to throw this to just one of you guys. And I think this one's for Pio. Because of your big count of followers, you're somehow already a public figure. Being one demands from your audience, like expressing your certain stand on a social political issue, which can be unavoidable. So how do you handle the pressure that comes with it? And do you actually entertain demands like that every time? Especially now.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's getting a little bit more tight since the election's coming up. But then I really believe in that statement that everything is political, but not everything has political intent to it. But I think it's really about realizing whenever I get a demand like that from someone, I really first of all reflect if I'm going to make a video about it, because it's really about reflecting on my own privilege as a creator, and the fact that when I press the record button and the moment that I post that with that message out, that there's no turning back to it. And yes, a lot of people may get the wrong idea, but I think if I stayed true to myself, and if I did not, let's say, if I diverted from the actual advocacies that I stood for, like in the past videos, then I think that's the point that I really make a mistake and do something wrong about it. So I really try to step away from that and really um just like sense the general attention of people and where they're at. And if I can stand for something with them, it's really in a way of being, it's really a collective determination that you have with people. It's not really just something that you fight on your own. It's really something that uh that this is the point where you have to not like be hesitant at educating people. And I think if the time comes that you have to fight for something, and if the time comes that you have to really really like engage with something very controversial, even if you will get a lot of hate for it more than you've ever did before, then it's a noble thing to do. And I think it's really not just only for me with doing educational content. It's really for everyone uh, who is just beginning as a content creator and beginning as an influencer in their life.
Well said, well said. Thank you for that, Pio. And this one's for Kate. I think you talked about this earlier about skincare products. So, do you have any advice for partnership deals with controversial brands and individuals, be it positive or negative? Thank you for this question, Josh.
Ako, I don't really want to associate with myself with brands na may issues. Kasi I want to be in a safe space lang. I don't wanna fight. I don't want to have mga ganyan mga klaseng issues. So as much as possible, hindi ko entertain yung ganyang klaseng partnership. Pero if we have the same naman ng advocacy, we have the same intention naman for our followers, sige, I'll try to listen to both sides. Kasi ako yung tao na ayoko may kinakampihan ako. Gusto ko alam ko yung both sides ng mga nangyayari. And ibang ko yung opinion ko kasi hindi naman lahat same ng opinion, di ba? So as much as possible, if same naman kami ng iniisip and intention for my followers, that brand or partnership, as long as wala kaming tinatapakan na tao sa process na yun. Ayun.
Thank you for that. And I have a direct question from Godwin. Thank you for this question. This is for everyone, by the way, for all three of you. When can you say that you've made it to this industry? Anyway, I feel grateful for being here. Thank you also, Godwin. We're grateful for your presence. So when can you say, I made it on TikTok?
I'd say when you have made it. I think it's when you've matured into realizing that you're not competing with other people for screen time anymore. Like this is the point where you realize that you have your own community. There's an audience that you have found that cares about you and even wants to see the journey with you. And I think the way that you react to that and the way you respond to it, if it just gets you to grow even more and to just realize that being yourself already is what matters and not really adding some form to it that's just not of you, then, and if you connect with the community, by the way, it's when you realize that you're in a community of creators, then I think that's when you realize that you have made it into the industry. Not only made it, but like you broke through just improving through yourself and improving like maturely to be a content creator and to be an influencer.
I think very subjective yung you made it. Dapat din don't compare yourself to other people kasi mafa-frustrate ka lang. We all grow at our own paces and you have to be patient with your own growth. So maybe making it means may isa kang video na viral. Maybe making it means nag-partnership ka with a brand that you really like. So ayun nga, don't be so obsessed with making it. Focus on the small victories. the big victories, basta all victories. Even a small victory is a victory, di ba? Parang celebrate mo yung mga maliliit na milestones, malalaking milestones, everything. Just celebrate. Just be very, yung mindset mo dapat is very, parang just try to be positive and try to be thankful for your growth. Kahit growth of 1 inch is still growth. So celebrate the small victories and the big victories alike.
Yung sa akin naman, kasi I'm very competitive. So pag may one time nun, meron akong kasabay na TikToker. Tapos isang video ko pala na post, kasi ang dami ng likes. Tapos sabi ko, tapos ang dami kong ginagawa, wala man na nagla-like. So feeling ko, dapat it comes to a point na you don't longer see as competition, rather parang kapatid mo sila na nag-grow din. Dapat natutuwa ka na umaangat din sila kasi eventually you'll have your time naman. Just wait until makuha mo yun. So, wag mo silang isipin competition, matuwa ka kasi nag-grow sila. Ibig sabihin, nag-grow na yung mga pinaghirapan na. And soon, magiging ikaw din yun. Kaya, support them lang kasi malay mo biglang isupport ka din nila. Diba?
Well said, and thank you once again, Pio, Delicate, and Gigi Boy for joining us today. And I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Independent Collectives team who has been the backbone of this event and without whom this wouldn't be possible. So thank you to our wonderful partners and sponsors. And of course, to our amazing guest speakers. Thank you, everyone. So I'd like now to give the floor to our co-founder and CEO to announce the winners of our giveaways.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Leah. So I'd like to announce the winners of our recent giveaways. Congratulations to Ava Levan, Sofia Tesara, and Rain Ayon Carrion for winning a top from Mayari Clothing Philippines and a 5% discount code. Congratulations as well to Lashley Gail Garcia and Kyle Young for winning a box of 4s from Collins Manila and a 10% discount code. Winners will be contacted by the events team after the event. And lastly, congratulations as well to our chosen Indico ambassadors, Sam Magno, Vin Daniel, and last but not the least, Denise Ann Blanco. So say hi to the audience if you're there. Now that we're done, I'd like to invite everybody to open their cameras for a photo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. Okay, again, 1, 2. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you once again and have a great rest of the day. This has been Leah Shopo, your host for Filipino Rising Stars Making It Big on TikTok. Don't forget to follow our socials to be updated for today's event and also to follow the socials of our guest speakers, Delicate, Pio Silva, Gigi Boy, and Gianna Abao. Thank you once again and have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.